So hello everyone, welcome back. Hope all of you are doing well. So with that, let's start with our NKP 14, that is revision advanced. That is the last revision which we have to start now till our exams. That is, we have almost 45 days. How to go ahead in these 45 days with this new change in pattern? What are the subjects which you have to give more importance, right? For all these things you have answer here. Now this is our blueprint of revision advanced, and that is the last revision. So obviously we have divided all the 19 subjects into groups, and there are three groups here: first group, second group, and third group. And the first and second group, they have the parts, that is the first part and second part, whatever it may be. All the subjects we have classified into five groups, four subjects in each group, like earlier in our previous blueprints. Like how we have classified, in the same manner again we have classified, but there is a change here due to the new pattern of NEET. That is the change in pattern. We have changed the subjects here. The first group of subjects, which includes physio, patho, pharmac, and medicine. These are the first four subjects. So start with these subjects now. Due to change in pattern, this is the slight change in the plan which you have to incorporate in your preparation. So first start with physio, then patho, then pharmac and medicine. So all these are interlinked. If you understand physio, then you can understand patho. If you understand physio, patho, and pharmac, then you can understand medicine better. So these four subjects are now very, very important. Along with these four subjects, OBG, PSM, and Ophthal and ENT are also very, very important. So these are the first eight subjects which are very, very, very important to get a good rank. Sir, why only these eight subjects? Why only these are in the first group? Why not other subjects? See, if you read just eight subjects, and if you read the eight subjects which are in the second group, the chances are very less that you will get a good rank. If you read these eight subjects, then only there are high chances that you will get a good rank. That's why these are the eight subjects which you have to concentrate more compared to other subjects. I'm not telling other subjects are not important. In my previous NKP, I have told you all the 19 subjects are important to get a good rank, to get a good PG seat in a good government college. All the 19 subjects are important. But how to start with, from which subjects you have to start? Obviously you have to start with these four subjects first, then with these four subjects. And if you are perfect with these eight subjects, you are going to get a good rank in the upcoming NEET. Just with eight subjects getting a good rank, it's very good, right? Instead of reading all the 19 subjects, just imagine reading all the 19 subjects to get a good rank. Here I am giving you just eight subjects. With these eight subjects, if you read well, if you get perfect with these subjects, there are high chances that you will get a good rank. Then obviously reading eight subjects is comparatively better compared to 19 subjects to get a good rank. Along with these eight subjects, if you add another four subjects, if you read another four subjects, then your rank will become very good. So from good rank, you are going to get a very good rank with 12 subjects. So along with the first eight subjects, these are the four subjects you have to include to get a very good rank. If along with the eight subjects, if you include some other subjects, there are less chances that you will get a very good rank. If you include these four subjects, then you are going to get a very, very good rank, right? So if along with these 12 subjects, if I include the next four subjects, if I read the next four subjects, then your rank will become very, very good. You want a very, very good rank, then you have to go with these four subjects along with these 12 subjects. 16 subjects are over. Then ultimately, if you want an excellent rank, right? If you want excellent rank, that is outstanding rank, then you have to read all the 19 subjects. That's why I told you, if you want a very good rank, that is the excellent rank, obviously you have to read all the 19 subjects. All the 19 subjects are important. Even though the pattern has changed, the questions will come from all the 19 subjects. But instead of reading all the 19 subjects, yeah, you have to read all the 19 subjects, but from where to start, how to move on? So this is the plan which is there in front of you, the revision advanced, the last revision. So in this, what I'm telling is, for this need to get a good rank, so first eight subjects are very, very important. Without the eight subjects, it's very difficult to get a very good rank. So then if you keep on adding four subjects, then three subjects, then your rank will become very good, very good, and your rank will become excellent. So this is the first thing which I wanted to explain here. The second thing, sir, what about if I don't have time to read all these 19 subjects, to revise all these 19 subjects properly in this 45 days what I'm having? I told you, don't be in a hurry to finish all the 19 subjects. If you are in a hurry to finish all the 19 subjects, you are finishing your revision, but you are compromising on the quality. And compromising on quality is not advisable. Not advisable. So start with the quality revision. Start with the quality revision, sir. If I start with the quality revision, reading very well, seeing that whether I remember it or not, giving more time, then I'm not able to finish all the 19 subjects in 45 days. What to do? So that's why again this plan will help for you. First 8 subjects, do not compromise on the quality. First 8 subjects, do not compromise on the quality. Do not hurry to finish the first 8 subjects. Give some time, read well, understand them, try to remember them properly. First 8 subjects, don't be in a hurry to finish first 8 subjects. Now if you are in anxiety that you are not able to finish all the subjects within 45 days, then what to do? After the first 8 subjects, now you can hurry. Right now you hurry and you can finish all the 19 subjects if you want to. Right, but first 8 subjects, don't be in a hurry to finish first 8 subjects. See, our aim is not to just finish revision. If our aim is how we are going to finish our revision, because the final rank will depends on how you have given the revision, not the number of revisions. Number of revisions also matters, but if quality is not, if you have given 10 revisions and the quality was not good, then those 10 revisions, it will not help you to get a good rank. See, number of revisions are also important, but along with the quality. If you're compromising on the quality to increase the number of revisions, ultimately output is less. Output will be less. So do not compromise on the quality. That's what I told you 3 months back when I had given you the plan for second revision. I told you first revision was like hurry and finish it off all the 19 subjects, but the second revision should be a quality revision. It's not like you are finishing the revision, it's like how you have finished your revision that matters a lot. Right, I don't know how you have given your second revision with the quality, or just you have hurried up, whether you have read, whether you have not read, that's a different story. Now you have 45 days. Now you have one more plan in front of you to do the third revision, that is the revision advanced. Now if you actually, if you feel I have read very well, I can give a quality revision, the last revision, quality revision, all the 19 subjects, give the quality revision. Sir, not possible, sir. In 45 days, not possible to give a quality revision for all the 19 subjects. Then don't compromise on quality for the first 8 subjects. Give time, read well, and try to remember. If you don't have time, then you can hurry the next, what, 4 plus 4 plus 3, 8 plus 3, 11 subjects. Right? Okay, this is the second thing what I wanted to tell. So the third thing what I want to tell here in this revision advanced is, sir, I have not read at all. My preparation is very weak. I'm not scoring very well. I'm not even getting 50% of the marks in the exams. Right? I'm not even doing the 50% of the questions right in the exam. I have not read very well. For those students also, what I'm telling, start with this. Start with this. Now I know it's very difficult to finish, and this is not the third revision or last revision for you people. Maybe you would have not revised, maybe you have not finished the first revision, maybe you have not finished the second revision. Those students who have not given the second revision, those who have not given the first revision, those who have not read so far, and you are not confident at all, and you are getting very less marks in the exams or GTs, grand tests, whatever you are giving, follow this plan. Start with these subjects. I'm telling you now, it's not possible for you people to finish all the 19 subjects. At least finish the first 12 subjects. 8 plus 4, first 12 subjects, that is 8 plus 4. Now your burden has reduced from 19 subjects, you have only 12 subjects. 45 days, 12 subjects, possible for those who have not read at all. Right, those who are not read at all. So these are the three things which I wanted to mention in this revision advance plan. The first thing, those who have read very well, those who have revised very well, first category of the students, start with the first subject and finish till the last subject with the quality. Quality means see that you are understanding each and everything, see that you are remembering each and everything. Second group of students, sir, we have not read very well, but we have read. We have given in first and second revision, but we have not given a quality revision. Sir, we do not remember anything. Second group of students, these are the majority of the students, right? Those who have read very well, then those who are confident, these are very less number of students, very less. So majority of students are the second category of students who have read, but they have not read very well, who have read, but they are not confident, who have read, but they do not remember anything. For these students, start with the first 8 subjects, give some time, give a quality revision, see that you remember everything, and last 11 subjects you can hurry and you can finish. The last group of students, those who have not read anything so far, or sir, I don't remember anything, I have not given a proper revision so far, then at least try to cover 12 subjects, because it's very difficult to finish all the 19 subjects. At least try to read 12 subjects and give the exam. There are high chances that you will get a good rank just with the first 12 subjects, because these are the very, very important subjects, right? Now, approximately how much time to give, sir? So that is what students are asking. Approximately, I have given here the first group of subjects, because they are very, very important. You have to give a quality revision 2 to 3 days each subject 2 to 3 days. So I will write down here. So better physio give 2 days, patho 2 days, format 2 days, medicine 4 days, medicine 4 days. This is totally 10 days. This is approximately. Sir, patho I need 3 days, okay fine, give 3 days. Sir, medicine I need 6 days, okay fine, give 6 days. Approximately, that is what I'm writing here, 10 days. So next, obg you should not compromise, you have to give 3 days. PSM, you should not compromise, you have to give 3 days. You have to give 3 days. Sir, Ophthal and ENT again 2 days, 2 days. So 3 plus 3 6, 2 plus 2 10, again 10 days. That means the first 8 subjects you have to spend 20 days. You have to spend 20 days approximately. 20 days. I am telling you not 20 days. If you want 5 days extra, take 5 days extra. Take 25 days, but read very well. So in these 45 days, whatever you are having, spend 20 to 25 days for the first group of 8 subjects, right? Now next, sir, ortho, dermat, psychiatry, and pediatrics. These are the next 4 subjects. So I told you second group of subjects spend 1 to 2 days for each subject. Spend 1 to 2 days for each subject. So ortho, dermat, psychiatry, and pediatrics, better to spend 2 days for each subject. Better to spend 2 days for each subject. That will become 8 days. That will become 8 days. So 20 plus 8, 30 days. 12 subjects. 20 plus 8, 30 days. So then you can give one GT after 8 subjects, another GT after next 4 subjects. So 28 plus 2, 30 days. That means in 1 month you are going to finish 8 plus 4, 12 subjects with 2 GTs, giving approx time what I have mentioned. Sir, what about I'm not able to finish in 30 days? Take 35 days. Take 35 days. No need to increase the time more than 2 days for this group. 2 days you have to finish ortho. 2 days is more for ortho. 2 days is more for derma at this point of time. 2 days is more for psychiatry. 2 days is more for pediatrics. Don't exceed these 8 days for these subjects. For these subjects, if you want, you can increase from 20 to 25 days. First group of subjects 20 to 25 days. Second group Second group 4 subjects only 8 days. Only 8 days. Now, whatever approximately in 1 month you are going to finish 12 subjects. Then, sir, coming to the micro. Right? Second group part 2 subjects. Micro, no need to read in detail. If you have attended my class, then just read the classifications. That is, I think, more than enough. And obviously, that is not more than enough, that is enough, right? Instead of reading more, spending more time in reading micro, spend more time in reading other subjects. That's what I feel better. In the micro, if you just revise my classifications, I think approximately some 8 to 10 classifications are there. So if you revise my classifications, the blueprints, then I think that is more than enough. Even for the clinical based questions, clinical based pattern questions, questions will come from those blueprints and classifications, right? And for radiology also, spend 1 day, that is more than enough. Spend 1 day, that is more than enough. Anat obviously need 2 days, and surgery. See, surgery is a very big and very vast subject like medicine. Like medicine. For medicine, you need at least 1 week. For surgery, also you need at least 1 week. But if obviously you have attended surgery class, you have read surgery class, first revision or the second revision, you would have read surgery. You have read surgery, right? If you have read, even if you do not have read, now at this point of time, in this 45 days of time, we don't have time to spend more for surgery, though surgery is an important subject, clinical subject. We don't have time, because if you spend more time in reading surgery, we have to compromise on other subjects. I think that is not a wise idea here. That is not a wise idea. Spend 2 days in surgery and that is enough. If you have time, you can spend. I'm telling you, if you have time, you can spend. Surgery is a very important clinical subject. When we don't have time, we have to spend time in reading other subjects. I have not read very well other subjects, then obviously compromise on surgery. So in 2 days, what to read? In 2 days, what to read? So in 2 days, the important topics in surgery, according to me, the important topics in surgery are, the first important topic is the first important topic is the breast in surgery. The second important topic is thyroid in the endocrine chapter, thyroid. And the next important chapter is the trauma, burns, wounds, everything will come in the chapter trauma, injury, wounds, the burns. And if you have to read GIT, in the GIT, especially hepatobiliary system, in the GIT, hepatobiliary system. According to me, these are the four topics which are very, very important in surgery: breast, thyroid, trauma, and hepatobiliary system. Right? One day you can spend time for breast and thyroid, one day you can spend time for trauma and hepatobiliary system, and finish off the surgery. Because more number of questions will come from these four topics in the surgery, right? And if you have time, you can read other subjects also. You can read other subjects also. Anyways, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1. So totally you are spending 6 days. So you have to spend only 6 days, not more than that, for these four group of subjects. If you have attended my class micro, one day you can do very well. Radiology, one day is enough. Anatomy, it's very difficult to say which are the topics which are important. Anatomy, it's very difficult to say, right? Anatomy, somehow you spend time and you read it in 2 days. If you have read very well so far, you can finish in 2 days. If you have not read, also select some sort of topics and finish in anatomy. And radiology one day, micro one day, surgery, these are the four topics which are very, very important. You should not miss. You can read in these 2 days. And finally, coming to the anesthesia, biochem, and forensic, obviously one day, one day, one day, and finally you are spending 3 days here. So other than first 8 subjects for which you are spending 20 to 25 days, right? You should not change the number of days for these subjects. 8 plus 6, 14, 14 plus 3, 17, 14 plus 3, 17. So in the 17 days, you are finishing the 11 subjects. In the 17 days, you are finishing the 11 subjects. But for the first 8 subjects, you are taking 20 to 25 days, right? So 17 days plus, if you see, there are 3 GTs which you have to give here. 17 plus 3, 20 days. So 17 days plus 3 GTs, 3 days, total 20 days you are giving for the last 11 subjects. The last 11 subjects, right? The first 8 subjects, the first 8 subjects, you are giving 20 to 25 days. You keep 25 days only. 25 days, 20 to 25 days. So that will come 25 days for the first 8 subjects. First 8 subjects. So therefore, totally 20 plus 25 days, 45 days. 45 days. I think this is the best thing what you can do, right? After that, even if you get 1 day or 2 day, I don't think you will get 1 or 2 days. I think 45 days. So if you are able to manage 1 to 2 days extra, then obviously you can do whatever you want to do in that 1 to 2 days, because 20 to 25 days for the first 8 subjects. I think this is the best plan for 45 days till the exam, right? Till the exam. And if you have any doubts, you can place in the comment section so that I can answer you people there. But hope you have got this advanced plan. First 8 subjects which are very, very important. Do not compromise. Ultimately, I want to tell you one more thing here. Sir, considering all the 19 subjects, tell me any 2 to 3 subjects which are very, 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 very important to score very, very well, which I should not miss. So the 3 subjects already I have told here. See, if you see, no subject no subject you have given more than 2 days. All the subjects you are giving only either 1 day or 2 day, except for 3 subjects you are giving more time. Right? What are the 3 subjects for which you are giving more time here? Medicine 4 days, OBG 3 days, PSM 3 days. Why we are giving more time for these 3 subjects? Why we are giving more time for these 3 subjects? So medicine we are giving more time, then OBG we are giving more time, and PSM we are giving more time, because these three subjects are very, 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 very important to score very well in the examination. First 8 subjects are very important. Among the first 8 subjects, these three are very, very important. So do not compromise on the quality. Do not compromise on the quality. Read each and everything. Read each and everything in the medicine, in the OBG, and in the PSM. Right? Okay. Anyways, so this is the approximate plan which I have given according to you people. Thus, according to you people, see the situation where you are now. If you have read very well, then how to alter this timetable, this blueprint, you can alter in that way. If you have not read very well, you can alter in that way. If you have read very well, if you have not read at all, you can alter. Minute alteration you can do with this according to your situation and condition, whatever you are in, right? And first 8 subjects are very, very important. Do not forget. Among those first 8 subjects, these 3 subjects are very, very important. So there are few students like, sir, we have read everything, and last 10 days we are keeping to revise all the subjects. According to me, it's very difficult to revise all the subjects in last 10 days. Very difficult to revise all the subjects in last 10 days, because usually when you see the toppers interviews, they tell, sir, last 10 days we were keeping just to revise all the subjects. Or there few will tell, last 10 days we were keeping to solve the previous year question papers. Last 10 days we were solving more and more number of questions. See, those students who have read very well, and you are going to remove last 10 days, you are going to keep last 10 days for the revision. For those students, what I want to tell here is that revise those subjects or topics which you feel you are not confident, according to you. It's not possible to read and finish all the 19 subjects. If you have read very well, you can. If you have read very well, right, from second year MBBS, if you have started your preparation, then you can finish all the 19 subjects in last 10 days, right? If you have not started from your second year MBBS, now you have started your preparation when you have joined this coaching institute like 1 year back, then it is not possible to finish all the subjects to revise in last 10 days. So, but still, if you want to spend last 10 days in revising, then read those subjects or topics which you feel you are not confident. Do not spend last 10 days in solving more and more number of questions. The last 10 days is like whatever theory you have read, you have to remember that and you have to go. So it's better to read theory part rather than solving questions. No, sir, I am confident with the theory. I want to solve questions. If you want to solve questions, at least solve previous 1 year question papers, especially 2020 NEET and 2020 November INICET. These two papers must do and go. Obviously, last 3 years papers are important, but these two papers must do and go before the exam. You should not miss these two papers. You should not go to the exam without solving these two papers, last 2020 NEET and 2020 November INICET, because 2020 NEET was completely based on clinical pattern, and students, they got 300 questions in 3.5 hours and they didn't get time. So students complained a lot. That's why this time the National Board of Examination, they have reduced the number of questions from 300 to 200. So this exam will be similar to the previous year NEET exam. Only thing is the questions are reduced here. That's it. Because the students complained that they couldn't complete the exam in the last year, right? And obviously, it is most of the questions, they will get repeat, or they will make the questions from the topics of those questions which have appeared in the previous INICET exam. So these two papers are very, very important. Must read and go. So last 10 days, guys, what I want to tell is, do not spend time in solving questions. That's not the time to solve questions. That's the time to revise and to see that you remember things. Do one fast revision of all the subjects if possible. Just turn the pages so that your mind will get familiar. Your mind will keep those things in the subconscious mind. Even if you feel you do not remember, that will come at the examination time. If you in the last 10 days, if you just spend time in reading theory, I think better to solve this 2020 NEET and 2020 November INICET paper now itself, while you start your preparation according to the revision advanced. Solve these question paper daily, 20 questions like that, and finish it off. Better to spend last 10 days in a fast revision. Just keep on turning the pages, seeing the notes. At least everything will get registered in your subconscious mind. And ultimately, the last thing in this session, what I wanted to tell, most of the students ask me, sir, give us the new NTP indicator, because earlier the NTP indicator was for 300 questions, but now the questions are 200. Total number of questions 200. How many questions to attempt? So I have already told you, out of 200 questions, it is wise to attend 185 to 190 questions, not less than 185. Once again, I'm telling you, not less than 185. I'm telling you, if you reduce the number of questions answering, your wrong answers will come down. Along with that, right answers will also come down. That drastically decrease your performance. Few students, they will do well even attempting less, but those are only few students, exception. If you consider the majority chunk of students, more than 95%, if they attempt less, their performance will come down. So minimum, not less than 185. So 185 should be your target. More than 185 you have to attempt. 185, 186, 187, 188, 189, 190, 190, 191, 192 is also okay, but do not attempt all the questions unless until you are not confident with all the questions. Anyways, 185 to 190 you need to attempt. So out of this, now percentage of questions answered right. If you are doing 60% of the questions right, that means out of 185 to 190 what you are attempting, if your 120 questions are right, if 120 questions are right, 60%, so that is your target. The least target is you have to cross 120 questions doing right. Right, if you cross 120 questions doing right, if you would have attempted 185, then how many are wrong? The 65 are wrong, right? So this indicator consider the wrong answers also. If you are doing 120 questions right, and obviously indirectly your 65 questions are wrong, consider this 120 questions right and 65 questions wrong, you will fall here in this stage according to this indicator. Not only this indicator consider the right answers, but also it consider the wrong answers also, for which you are getting negative marks. Considering all those negative marks, you will fall here. So at least you have to do 120 questions right out of 185 to 190 questions attempted. Below that is a poor performance. Then 120 to 60 to 70%. 70% means 70 is 140 questions. So 120 to 140 questions is a okay level. You are in a you are in a place. You are in a place, you are in the competition, you are going to get a rank. You are going to get a rank, but I am not going to tell that is a good rank. You are going to get a rank for sure. You're going to get a rank for sure, right? That will be around 25 to 30, within 25 to 30,000. But anywhere it may be, right? Within 25 to 30,000, maybe it may be 20,000, 19,000, 18,000. It's very difficult to give one proper ranking here, because for the first time, the this type of NEET exam being conducted with only 200 questions. I don't have previous data to compare and tell. I don't have previous data to compare and tell. INICET exam 200 questions they have conducted, but that performance will differ from NEET performance. We cannot compare the INICET result with the NEET results. They are completely different. So this is the first time in the NEET exam you are going to get 200 questions. It's very difficult to tell what rank you will get, but I can say you will get a okay rank. Okay rank. But if you cross 140 questions doing right, your rank will become good. So 140 to 150 questions, if you are in between 140 to 150, you will get a good rank. You will get a good rank, maybe within 15,000 or maybe within 10,000. It's very difficult to tell. You will get a good rank. So if you cross 150 and to 160, 150 to 160, you will get a very good rank. You will get a very good rank, maybe within 10,000 still. Very good rank, maybe within 10,000. or maybe within 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. So 75%, maybe 10,000 till you reach 80%. So 150, if you get 159, if you get 159, your rank maybe 5,000, we don't know, right? So this is the range. This is a range, right? If you cross 160, that's excellent. You are going to get excellent rank, maybe within 5,000 or 2,000 or maybe within 1,000. I don't have previous data to compare. I don't have previous data to compare. But crossing 160, that you will get an excellent rank. And crossing 170, you are going to get an outstanding rank, not comparable, maybe within a 10 rank, within 5 rank, single digit rank you're going to get if you cross 85%, maybe, right? I don't have previous data to compare. Anyways, now if you see here, sir, minimum I have to touch 120. Less than that is a poor performance, very poor performance. And our target should be like 150. Our target should be like 150. If you're crossing 160, well and good. If you're crossing 170, very good, right? At least 150 should be our minimum target to get a good rank. Our very good rank, our target should be at least 150, at least minimum. So according to me, minimum 150 questions you have to do, right? I'm not telling percentage of marks what you're getting. I'm doing telling percentage of questions which you are doing, right? Though we don't have previous data, if I had previous data, I could have told 100% this rank, this is the rank, this is the range of rank what you're going to get. But I think according to me, minimum you need to cross 150 to get a very good PG seat in a government college, right? So that's what I feel here. It's my personal opinion. So let's see what will happen. So I, and most of the students, they have texted me, so they have got very less scores in this recent GT, and they have done less than 20, less than 120 questions are right. So some say 100, 90, 80. It's okay, fine, don't worry, don't compare this GT results with this NTP indicator, because you are in anxiety, you have not done well. Now stay calm, follow my previous NKP, which will tell you how to go ahead, how to stay calm, how to improve your performance. My previous GT will tell you, that is NKP. Previous NKP will tell you NKP 13. Follow the NKP 13, then follow the NKP 14 method, then compare your GT results. And I think this is what I wanted to tell here. So minimum 150 is like some mid range. So your rank will become, I think, within 10,000 if you cross 150. Maybe, I'm not sure. So target that. And if you're crossing 160, well and good. If you're reaching 178, that's awesome. That's awesome. Right answers, right answers, right? And obviously, if you do 150 right, I know that if you attempt 185, you're doing 35 wrong. Considering that 35 wrong, your 35 marks will get reduced from the ultimate marks. Considering all those, your this indicator tell you that you will fall here, you will fall here. And don't compare the percentage of marks what you get with this percentage, right? For example, if you do 150 right, 150 right answers, so your right answers are 75%, your right answers are 75%, but your final marks percentage will be less than 75%, because 150 right, 150 right you have considered, but you should know that 35 wrong you have done. For the 35 marks will get reduced. So your number of questions right is 75%, but marks what you will get is not 75%, less than 75% you will get, maybe 70%. Why? Because marks, 35 marks, it will get reduced because you have done 35 questions wrong. So marks percentage is always lesser than the number of questions right percentage. So don't compare your marks percentage. So whatever you get in the result is the percentage of your marks. Don't take that percentage of your marks and compare with the NTP indicator. See how many questions you have done right. So with the number of questions, you compare with this NTP indicator. With the number of questions you have done right, compare with this NTP indicator. And how to increase your performance? And obviously, I can say watch the NKP 13. There you will get to know all the points how to improve your performance with these guys. Thank you very much. So ultimately, I think somehow I was there with you people the whole year since I entered into your life through the DBMCI, and I have taken a microbiology lecture. Hope I have simplified microbiology for you. And since then till now, I was with you people. helping you people, then showing you the path that how to move ahead. So though my opinions and suggestions guidance is quite different from others, so there are more number of students who are following me, but there are few students who don't like my suggestions and guidance. That's a normal phenomenon again. That's a normal phenomenon again. I'm okay with that. If my suggestions and guidance, if you feel it's not suiting you people, then no need to follow it. And if you feel they are good and they are the best and they are suiting and they are they are suiting best for my condition and situation, then obviously you can follow. I can assure you that you can do very well if you follow with these nkps. There is no doubt in that. With us guys, all with that guys, all the best. Do well. I'm telling you once again, give your best. Everything depends on your hard work. And come out of the anxiety. Don't be anxious. Be calm. Be calm. That matters a lot. Thank you.